news out of Washington now. White House Deputy Press Secretary T.J. Ducklo has now resigned after he reportedly threatened to, quote, destroy a reporter after she asked about his relationship with a journalist. David Spott live for us in Washington with the latest on the breaking news. David.
Hi, Trace. We just got news about this resignation about 30 minutes ago via White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki. T.J. Ducklo was a well-known face on the Biden campaign. He was a spokesperson, often on television a lot, and he was a well-known person and a well-respected person in the Biden press shop for only just a few weeks. We know that he resigned now, and let me bring our viewers up to speed. About a week ago, People magazine put out a profile on Ducklo announcing that he was dating a female reporter at Axios who covered the Biden campaign. She no longer is covering Biden because of her relationship with Ducklo, looked at it as a conflict of interest. So the People profile was glowing. It then came out, Trace, that a female reporter at Politico was initially pursuing that story, and Ducklo made some sexist comments, some threatening comments toward her. Ducklo put out a statement tonight. He said, quote, "No words can express my regret, my embarrassment, and my disgust for my behavior. I used language that no woman should ever have to hear from anyone, especially in a situation where she was just trying to do her job. It was language that was abhorrent, disrespectful, and unacceptable." Now, Trace, about, I think it was Friday, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said that Ducklo was going to be suspended without pay for a week, but it raised some questions about what the Biden press shop would do with Ducklo's future. After all, it was President Biden himself on January 20th at the White House swearing in appointees, and he said, I want to read this. He said, quote, "I am not joking when I say this. If you are ever working with me and I hear you treat another colleague with disrespect, talk down to someone, I promise you, I will fire you on the spot. No ifs and or buts." That coming from the mouth of the 46th President of the United States. Tonight, we know that T.J. Ducklo has submitted his resignation. He is no longer with the White House. Trace.
David Spott live for us in D.C. with the breaking news. David, thank you. Back to you if we get more on this. Let's bring in Phil Wegman. He's a national politics correspondent for Real Clear Politics. And it's great to have you on, Phil. The timing here is perfect on this thing. You know, the Ducklo thing, we're kind of wondering because, as David Spott was just talking about, you had Jen Psaki. I just want to play what she said yesterday about this resignation or this 1 week suspension of T.J. Ducklo, and then I'll compare that.
People are not asking the right.
Okay. Honestly, I will say this. Any person who feels that their personal life is about to be put on public display would probably have the same reaction as T.J. Ducklo. Okay? They probably would. There's nothing else to really say. I mean, the fact of the matter is someone's putting your business out there. You probably will react that way. Okay? But the problem is with Biden, he wanted to suspend him first. After all, he did say that anybody's talking down to an employee, anybody in this administration is talking down to anybody else, they'll be fired. Now, me personally, I mean, it just shows that he was a hypocrite because he suspended him first. He didn't fire him on the spot. He suspended him first. But I also have to say something else when it comes to this this situation. Okay. I'll just go into the story first. All right. Because I have a lot to say about this. Biden aide resigns after threatening female reporter. No words can express my regret. I use language that no woman should have to hear from anyone, especially in a situation where she was just trying to do her job, said former Deputy Press Secretary T.J. Ducklo. One day after being suspended, a White House aide resigned after it was revealed that he had threatened and demeaned a female reporter last month while she was preparing a story on him. Former Deputy Press Secretary T.J. Ducklo issued a statement on Saturday about his resignation, writing, "No words can express my regret, my embarrassment, and my disgust for my behavior. I use language that no one should ever have to hear from anyone, especially in a situation where she was just trying to do her job. It was a language that was abhorrent, disrespectful, and unacceptable," he added. "Devastated to have embarrassed and disappointed my White House colleagues and President Biden, and after a discussion with White House communication leadership tonight, I resign my position. I will not be returning from administrative leave." Doug continued, "I know this was terrible. I know I can't take it back, but I also know I can learn from it and do better. The incident is not representative of who I am as a person, and I will be determined to earn back the trust of everyone I let down because of my intolerable actions." White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki also issued a statement saying Ducklo's resignation was accepted after discussion with him this evening. This conversation occurred with the support of White House Chief of Staff Psaki. Continued, "We committed to striving every day to meet the standard set by the president in treating others with dignity and respect, with civility, with a value for others through our words and actions." Citing sources, Vanity Fair previously reported that Ducklo lashed out at Politico's Tara Palmieri on inauguration day after learning the outlet was aware he was dating a journalist for the website Axios. While Ducklo and the other journalist Alexei McCommon say that they had previously disclosed the relationship to their bosses and made ethical considerations, such as McCammon adjusted her beat, their romance was not yet publicly known. Politico was pursuing it in part because of the possible conflict it raised, according to Vanity Fair. Sources told Vanity Fair that Ducklo warned Palmieri, "I will destroy you," and also made derogatory and misogynistic comments. Ducklo subsequently emailed out to apologize to Palmieri, stating that he was sorry he lost his cool, but he did not delve into any specifics or apologize for threatening and sexually harassing the reporter. Vanity Fair reported his relationship with McCommon, meanwhile, became public on Monday when the couple talked to People. Vanity Fair's story, published Friday morning, was a previous undisclosed chapter in the saga, prompting criticism of the White House in large part because President Biden previously said he would immediately fire anybody working for him who treated another colleague with disrespect. The White House announced on Friday that Ducklo was being suspended for 1 week without pay and had both apologized to Palmieri and sent her a personal note expressing his profound regret. During the regular press briefing on Friday afternoon, Psaki reiterated that Ducklo's behavior was unacceptable and described his suspension as a significant step. She said the White House had also apologized to Politico and had been clear that this will never happen again, and it is not going to be tolerated here at the White House. Now, my thing is this, right? These liberals, he went after a woman. Not really went after. He lost his cool because his private relationship was about to be put on display. Now, granted, the fact of the matter is, you're part of the president's, entourage, okay, and you're dating somebody, a reporter, all right, from Axios, that's going to be a problem. It's going to be a conflict of interest because you are to protect whatever private information the president has. And you could easily be milked for that information. And it kind of expose you by outside sharks. Okay? Any person would lose their cool in that situation. How I see it is the fact that, anybody could be bullied, okay, and you can't react or retaliate because you could lose your job if you work for the Biden administration. All right? That's how it was. That's how it is. And Biden showed that he was a hypocrite because he suspended the dude instead of firing him, instead of going along with your words. Now, if it was reversed, if it was Trump, Trump's assistant aide, Trump's aide, administration aide, people would be howling for blood. There would be no rest. Of course, Trump would not have fired that dude. He probably would have said, listen, this man's business, his personal relationship was going to be put on display. And I understand because I would have done the same thing. I'm just saying that's what Trump would probably have said. All right. And that would be a big storm. He probably would have still kept his job. But under this administration where Biden is playing the virtual signaling, okay, now he has to follow through. And he didn't really follow through at all. He half-stepped. Just showing you that Biden is worse than Trump. Okay, because he's not really going to follow through with what he says unless he is pushed, unless he is pigeonholed. He will not follow through. And that's how it is. Okay. Unless there's some heat on Biden, he's not going to move. Now, unfortunately, TJ's going to have to find somewhere else to work. All right. And this is how it is. This is how it's going to be from now on. All right. This is what I got to say for now. All right. If you like the commentary, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later.